I am Lisa Barnes, and I'm the school nutrition manager here at Kitty Hawk Elementary School, and I've been here 18 years. We make sure that the children have nutritious foods from our breakfast to our lunch. We provide and we encourage fruits and vegetables. We do not want any child to be hungry while they are in school.
My name is Laura Pitetti. I am the school nutrition manager at Cape Harris Elementary School. We would love for parents to know that we truly care about your kids, and the quality of food is something that we take very serious. There's a lot of planning that goes into every single meal that we prepare for your child.
It's a great program. The food's always well cooked. It's always good food. I like everybody in the kitchen. They're always very, very nice to me, and they always have smiles on their faces.
This just happens to be School Nutrition Week, and today is actually the Superhero Day.
Superhero Day is when the child nutrition employees can say that we do a good job, that we truly care about our kids and every child that comes to the line, if they eat in the cafeteria or if they're packers. They're just important to us.
Hi, my name is Tucker, and I really like the food here because it's really yummy. I think the people that work in the cafeteria do a really good job at their job.
We make a very strong effort that every child finds something on the lunch line and is going to have a good lunch.
The nutrition factor is that we make sure that the kids not only get an entree, but make sure that they do get their fruits and vegetables that is required. And it's so important that they do have fruits and vegetables because that is a main part of their diet.
Everyone works very hard. It's a laborious job. Most people have no idea the amount of cooking that is involved. It's not open a can and drop it in. It doesn't exist like that. We truly cook our food and take care of it. We want it to be nutritious, and we want them to want to eat it.
I love the food here, and the people in the kitchen do a good job. I really love the chicken tenders here. They cook really yummy food, of course.
I'm Reed Corbett, a program head here at the Coastal Studies Institute and professor at East Carolina University. We're currently in the process of installing a sill or a living shoreline here on our property to try and protect the property from shoreline erosion. Like many places across North Carolina, particularly within our estuarine environments, we're seeing shoreline erosion more and more at higher rates than we've seen in the past. And we're looking at new and innovative ways of trying to protect that shoreline. Many property owners use hardened engineered structures like seawalls or riprap, but those tend to alter the substrate, alter the habitat right near the shoreline. Not good for the fishery, not good for aquatic vegetation. And our shoreline has a lot of marsh, this critical habitat that is important to the water quality, important to our fishery throughout the estuarine system. And so we're looking for new ways of protecting that shoreline while increasing the availability of habitat for fisheries and other types of species. So shorelines throughout the Albemarle-Pamlico estuarine system are eroding at a lot of different rates. It turns out that the shoreline that we're protecting is eroding at a rate on the order of 6 to 10 feet per year, some of the fastest erosion that we have on Roanoke Island. The rates of erosion are dependent on many different things. The type of shoreline that you have, the amount of open estuarine environment that you have, so the fetch and the wave energy that it's exposed to leads to different erosion rates. So the living shoreline that we're constructing is a sill. It's basically material that's being put just offshore and about 3 to 4 feet of water depth to reduce the wave energy before it hits the shoreline itself. The living shoreline that we're installing is actually a partnership between the Coastal Studies Institute and the Nature Conservancy. That piece of property is actually a conservation easement owned by the Nature Conservancy, and so we've always partnered in anything that we do across that particular landscape.
So we're basically building a sill that's out front of the marsh area. This will help to reduce wave energy, and the material that we're using will hopefully attract oysters to it. It's calcium based, and it will also start to facilitate other types of oyster reef type of things, which would basically bring in some of the flora and fauna that would be associated with a hard structure like a typical oyster reef. So that could be having different types of fish species. So the Nature Conservancy has gotten some funding to do some of these type of projects where we looked at shorelines that are eroding at fast rates and building some of these sills to see if we can reduce that erosion. So this kind of goes hand in hand with the work that the Nature Conservancy does, which is protection and conservation easements, and the research that we've done in the past with working with CSI. Having a project like this is looking at ways to reduce shoreline erosion, enhance water quality through oyster reef components, and having the ability to do research during the beginning of this project all the way for a handful of years to be able to give informed decision within communities of how you could best do living shorelines or oyster reef sills and things like that to protect our wetlands, our marshes that surround our communities.
It's not that hardened engineered structure. It's a greener sort of version of protecting the shoreline. And what we want to do is make this more accessible to property owners. We want to make it more accessible from a permitting perspective, but also just from an understanding, right? So we need people to understand the importance that these shorelines play in that transition between water to upland, to the terrestrial environment. And this habitat is critical. We need to protect it, but we need to protect it in a way that doesn't degrade the water quality or degrade the habitat along the shoreline itself.
Hi, I'm Tim Sweeney. I'm the Dean here at the College of the Albemarle on the Dare campus, and we just got finished with our second graduating class, our hospitality and tourism program, and we're real excited. We have about 16 partners in the industry, 16 business partners. 3 or 4 of them are from the hotel industry, and we're real excited that the Hilton Garden Inn has hired 2 of our students. And those students are now working full-time, and as a result of their training here at the college, they were given the opportunity to start at a higher pay rate and also a full-time year-round job.
The hospitality management program took about 3 months with 3 courses, and they gave me 3 different certificates for it. The most important thing from what I learned here is I can really apply it here at work. It really gave me the knowledge to be able to do my work like on a daily basis. The certificates helps me to push towards my goals, which is become a manager. But with this kind of education that I'm having right now, it's pushing me towards those goals and becoming more closer and closer to it.
My name is Peggy Shen, and I'm from Taiwan. I'm an employee of the Hilton Garden Inn, Outer Banks, Kitty Hawk. I'm intern for different departments. I work at the front desk officer. I also intern housekeeping. I also intern sales department, and also human resource and accounting department. This is a great opportunity. We are located right at a tourist destination, and COA is really close to us and just teach us like how to get a great service and that our customer to come back.
Partnering with COA has really allowed for us to have another avenue for employees to come through that are passionate about hospitality and not just looking for a job. It's been a really great start of a relationship. The people there are really easy to work with. I would get their feedback every week. They were super excited about what they were learning. And they were super excited that what they were learning was so valuable and useful in their daily jobs here. They would come back and share the knowledge with everybody, and it was just kind of heartwarming to know that they were learning stuff that can actually apply to their job here.
For our establishment, attending COA would, if I can get that certificate, you would go on the top of our stack. A little bit of education can go a long ways. We can train the hands-on, but what COA is offering and giving you a certificate would certainly put you in our love stack and want to call you as soon as possible and get you in here for an interview. We're looking for people that want careers, not jobs. It's just fun to see where the program will go from here. I just hope that it continues and enhances, and if we can participate, we're excited about it. So count us in.